Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. We are starting with vectors, and earlier this is what we have studied in vectors. So what are we studying right now? We are studying right now 3D diagrams, or maybe there could be 2D diagrams also, but the majority is 3D diagrams. And based upon this diagram, what we will do is that we will do some questions. So now the very first thing that I'm starting with is that I am drawing a square so that I can form a cube. So that is a square. Let me just take this down and let me also copy it. And that's another square. Let me change the color. Let me put it somewhere over here. And let me join this thing with straight lines. So let me choose a red color. And 1 line, 2 line, 3 and 4. Now let's assume that this is a cube. The length equals the width equals the height. The edge of the cube has a length of 4 units. Now further on I'll first label it O, A, B, C, D, E, F and G. O, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, this is a cube. And now I'm writing OA is a unit vector, but before that I'll write a statement which you will see in all the questions. I, J and K are unit vectors taken along the labelings that we have done along OA, OC and OD respectively. That means I is taken along OA. So I is taken along OA, J is taken along OC, K is taken along OD. So one unit vector I will be over here, one unit vector J will be over here, one unit vector K will be over here. So now let me label it. So first of all, I label this. This is I like this. This is J like this. This is K like this. Now it depends on the examiner from where they are doing the labeling. It's their choice. But it is necessary that these 3 axes are always mutually perpendicular. So I, J and K, they all are perpendicular to one another. I is perpendicular to J. J is perpendicular to K. K is perpendicular to I, and they will always follow this direction. First I, then J, then K. So first of all, let me label this is I, this is J, and this is K. And the diagram is not drawn to scale, keep that in mind. Now the length of the edge is 4 units. That means OA, the whole thing is 4I, 1I, 2I, 3I, 4I. The whole of OC, that is 4Js. And this K is 4Ks. So therefore, let me write OA as 4I and OC is 4J and OD is 4K. Now look at the diagram again. If you are moving from O till A, that is 4I. What else is 4I? CB is 4I, DE is 4I, GF is 4I. So let me write over here, that is CB. That is equals to DE and GF. Similarly, OC is 4J. So AB is also 4J. And DG is also 4J. And EF is also 4J. Let me show you by a highlighter. So that's 4J, that is 4J, that is 4J, that is 4J. Now what is left? This thing is 4K. So therefore OD, AE, BF, CG. AE, BF, CG. So that is AE, BF, CG, all these are 4K. Now let's add something more to it. Now if I start with O and I want to go till B, so basically I have to walk along the edges. So remember my wordings, that is walk along the edges. You're not going inside, you are walking along the axes, the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. So for example, if I'm starting with O, I want to go till B, so I should first go in the I direction, then in the j direction. So that is 4i plus 4j. So therefore, OB, you don't have to write anything, you just have to count. That is 4i plus 4j. Now let's say I want to go till F from O. So that is 4i, 4j and 4k. So OF, that is 4i plus 4j plus 4k. Now it's not necessary that you always start with the O. You can start from someplace else. For example, if I start from A and I want to go till F, so there is no I movement, there is only 4j and then there is only 4k. So AF, that is 4j plus 4k. So AF, that is 4j plus 4k. Now what if I want to start from F and I want to go till D? So if I want to start from F and go till D, so this is going in this direction, that is negative 4j. And I'm going in this direction, that is negative 4i. So first of all, FD, that is negative 4, FD, that is negative 4j, negative 4i. But always make sure that you write in the proper order. So therefore, this is negative 4i, negative 4j, because naturally you have to write in the column vector form, that is negative 4, and 0. Similarly, AF can be written as 0, 4, 4. Similarly, OF can be written as 4, 4, 4. Similarly, OB can be written as 4, 4 and 0. So now, once this thing is clear, what can we use it for? That we will soon see. So now this is lecture number 4, and let me just do one thing. That's right over here. I think I started off on the wrong page. No worries. So now let's look at this first question. Just go through it first. So now, question number 12. Let's look at this question. It says in the diagram, OABCDEFG is a rectangular block. It's a cuboid. It's a rectangle in 3 dimensions. This is like a prism. This rectangle is in 3 dimensions. Now it says the lengths are 6 and 6. OA and OD is 6. OA is 6, OD is 6, and AB is 12, and AB is 12. So let me first label it in 3 colors so that you can have a pretty good idea. That is, this is OA, and this is CB, and this thing is over here, that is GF, and this is DE. So these 4 things are over here. So I have labeled it like this. Now, let me focus on this thing. That is OD. That is AE. That is BF. And this is CG. Now, what else can I label? I can label in green. That is this thing. This one. This one and this one over here. So that is, look at all the colors. The horizontal ones, they are in the I direction. So OA is 4i, CB is 4i, GF is 4i, DE is 4i. The blue ones are in the K direction. That also has a length of 4 units, 6 centimeter. So that is 6K, 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 and 6K, and these were also, the red ones were 6Is. And the green ones from A till B, that is 12J. And all the green ones in this direction is 12J. Now it says unit vectors IJK are parallel to such and such respectively. Whatever is on the diagram, that's also written over here. The point P is the midpoint of DG. The point P is the midpoint of DG. That means, let me write over here, that the whole thing is 12J. So this is 6J and this is 6J because it's the midpoint. And Q is the center of the face, square face. And R lies on AB such that AR is 4 centimeter. So this is 4J, therefore RB is 8J because the total is 12. Now, before we move on, how do you think can I arrive at Q? It's exactly in the middle and there are only 3 axes. That means we have to walk halfway in that direction. So we would go like this, O till C, walk halfway up and then walk halfway this over here. Got the idea? This is full thing, that is 12J. This is half of it, that is 3K. This is 12J and this is 3I, and then you can write in the proper order. So therefore they are asking us PQ and RQ. So first of all, where is P? There is P over here and there is Q. Now let me do this thing in 2 different ways. First of all, let me write down what OQ is. So OQ is 12J, 3K and 3I. So that is 12J plus 3K plus 3I. Write in the proper order. That is 3I plus 12J plus 3K. And then write it like this. That is 3, 12 and 3. Now, do we have OP? Yes, we have OP. We can write it. OP, that is starting from O going till P. So that is 6K plus 6J. That is 6K plus 6J. Write in the proper order. That is 0I plus 6J plus 6K. That comes out to be 0, 6 and 6. All good? Now let's focus on OR. So this is 6I plus 4J. So OR, let me write on this corner. OR is 6I plus 4J, and therefore this is 6, 4 and 0. Is this all good? So now this is method 1 that I'm applying. What exactly am I doing in method 1? In method 1, I'll work like O-level math. So if they're asking me PQ, that is OQ minus OP. So what is OQ? 3, 12, 3. What is OP? OP is 0, 6, 6. Do the subtraction. That is 3, that is 6, that is negative 3. That is PQ. Similarly, if they ask for RQ, that is OQ minus OR. What is OQ? 3, 12, 3. What is OR? 640. 3 minus 6, negative 3, 12 minus 4, 8, 3 minus 0 is 3. So this is one approach which you can employ. Now let me focus on method 2 for the same first part. We are just doing the first part 1 at the moment. This is method 1 for part 1. We can go directly and we can say that if we are interested in PQ, so start with P and just reach Q. So I can start with P, that is 6J. Go this way, that is 3I, go 3 units down. 6J, 3I, negative 3K, correct? So PQ, So let me write over here PQ, that is 6J plus, I think it was 3I minus 3K. That is 3I plus 6J minus 3K. Look at my working. First, I'm making sure that the order is correct, IJK. First of all, what I'm doing is that whatever I see, I write it down. The second one, I correct the order. The third one, I write in the column vector. So therefore, this is 3, 6, negative 3. I'll check the answer later on. And the next one is RQ. The next one is RQ. So what should I do? That is, I should start with R and go till Q. So go this way, which is 8J. Go this way, that is negative 3I. And go this way up, that is positive 3K. All good? So 8J, negative 3I plus 3K. 8J, negative 3I plus 3K. That is negative 3I plus 8J plus 3K, which is negative 3, 8, and 3. And what is the name of this vector? RQ. So this is RQ. Now let's double check. Are we getting the same thing from both the methods? So PQ, 3, 6, negative 3. PQ, 3, 6, negative 3. RQ, negative 3, 8, 3. Negative 3, 8, and 3. So I have done one single question, the very first part, in two different ways. The choice is yours. Now the first part is done. Now what are they saying? They are saying use a scalar product to find the angle RQP. So let me write over here. We are interested in angle RQP. Now a new concept comes in. That new concept tells us that if they ask for an angle by a name, then there are two options. The first option is, I'll just use the first option for right now. Take two vectors diverging from angle point. What do I mean by this? This is where the angle is made, Q. So the vector is like this. This is R, this is Q, this is P. Take two vectors which are diverging from that point. So which two vectors are we talking about? QR and QP. Let me also write the next method. Take two vectors, the first three statement words are all good. Take two vectors converging at the angle point. So again, the name of the vector is R, Q, P. And if I talk about converging, which two vectors are we talking about? RQ and PQ. So we are talking about RQ, we are talking about PQ. Which one do you think is relevant to us in this particular question? Which vectors have we found? RQ and PQ. So we will just use that. So we cannot just start off at random. We have to make sure that this thing needs to be followed. So now let's get started. I'll just use this thing. So I have RQ dot product with PQ. That is RQ modulus PQ modulus cosine of theta. Rest of the working is the same as what we have studied, except for this diverging converging thing. Both are perfectly valid, both converging or both diverging. Just remember this rule. What is RQ? RQ is negative 3, 8, 3. Negative 3, 8, and 3. And the other one is 3, 6, 3. The other one is 3, 6, 3. The two vectors, a dot in the middle, magnitude, magnitude, cosine of theta. Multiply I with the I, multiply J with the J, multiply K with the K. So first of all, let me write it down. Negative 3 into 3 is negative 9. And 8 into 6 is 48. 3 into 3 is 9. And over here, 3 square is 9, 8 square is 64, 3 square is 9, 3 square is 9, 6 square is 36, 3 square is 9. So this is square root something cosine of theta. 64 plus 16 is 80, 82. 36 plus 18, how much is that? 54. So therefore, 9 cancels out. 48 divided by square root 82, square root 54 is cosine theta, and naturally you would use a calculator and you will find the value of theta. Since the numerator is positive, the angle will come out to be acute. All good, all clear? That is the first question. Now, a similar question like this. Now, I would like you people to try this out. So now let's look at this particular question, which is question number 6. It says in the diagram, OABCDEFG. This is a cube in which each side has a length of 6 units. Unit vectors I, J, and K are parallel to OA, OC, OD respectively. I is parallel to OA. J is parallel to OC. K is parallel to OD. And it's a cube. So this length, and this length, they all are how much? 6 units. That means OA is 6I, OC is 6J, and similarly OD is 6K. The point P is such that AP is 1/3 of AB. AP is 1/3 of the whole thing, which is AB. Now let me write few things down. The first thing, that is OA, that is equals to 6I. And similarly, OC equals to 6J. And OD equals to 6K. And since AB is the same thing as OC, so therefore that is also 6J. And AP is 1/3 of AB, that is 1/3 of 6J, that comes out to be 2J. And the point Q is the midpoint of DF. Point Q is the midpoint of DF. Now, let me label DF with a green color. And can I say that DF is the same thing as OB? The answer is yes. Because the path that you will take, you will go from D till E and E till F. That is the same thing as O till A and A till B. So therefore, let me also write OB, that is OA plus AB. What is OA? That is 6I right over here. What is AB? That is 6J. That's right over here. So OB is also found. But we are interested in OQ. And Q is the midpoint. So first of all, OB is this. That is the same thing as DF. So DF is also 6I plus 6J. Now, if I talk about DQ, from D till Q, that is half of the whole journey. So DQ is the same thing as what? That is half of DF. That is half of 6I plus 6J. That is 3I plus 3J. But we are not interested in DQ as such. We are interested in OQ. So therefore, I can break up DQ and I can write DQ is OQ minus OD. And DQ plus OD, that is equals to OQ. DQ is 3I and 3J, so that is 330. And what is OD? OD is right over here, that is 6K, which is 006. That is equals to OQ. So OQ is 3, 3, and 6. And what about PQ? So we have to find it separately. So PQ should be OQ minus OP. OQ is 336 minus OP. What is OP? OP is right here. So that is 6I and AP is 2J. So 6I plus 2J.
So OP, let me write it separately. First of all, that is 6i plus 2j. That is 620. So this is 620. 3 minus 6 is -3, and 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 minus 0 is 6. So that is PQ. So we found OQ, we found PQ. I think it's a good idea. Let's go ahead and first check the answers. So OQ 336, OQ 336, perfect. Of course, I have to write in the IJK form. And PQ -3, 1 and 6. -3, 1 and 6. So once you have found this, write it as 3i plus 3j plus 6k. Write it as -3i plus 1j or simply j plus 6k. So these two things are found for 3 marks. So there is a lot of working. Now some people, they ask this question, could we have found OQ directly? You can start from O, you can go till D, and from D you can go till Q. But that's like half of this and half of this in this direction. Are you getting it? DQ, or think about it like this. So it's in the middle. So basically it would be 3i and 3j. So yes, you can also find it directly. So whatever I have done for OQ, that's 336. That can also be done this way. So let me write over here, finding OQ very, very directly. So if I want to find OQ very, very directly, so let me just change and erase all these things over here, and I need this eraser. Let me just erase all this thing so that it's easier. So now this Q is in the middle. So basically you are going halfway this way and you are going half in this direction. So keep in mind, this is a 3D diagram. So don't expect that it would look the same thing as in a real diagram, because this is like 2D thing that we are doing. So this is like 3J, and this is actually 3I. This is 3I. This thing would be 3J, and this thing should be 6K. So if I write OQ very, very directly, so OQ is 6K plus 3I plus 3J, which can be written as 3I plus 3J plus 6K, which can be written as 3, 3, and 6, and double check OQ. That's right over here, 3, 3, and 6. So it's your choice. How do you want to approach this question? Now the second part, that is find the angle OQP. So what is the rule over here? Let me add a page. If I am interested in the angle OQP, so that now the rule is take two vectors. There are two options, both diverging or both converging. And diverging or converging from where? From the angle point. And what is the angle point? Where the angle is made, the alphabet, the letter in the middle. So which letter is that? That letter is this thing Q. So if I write both diverging, so therefore this is O, Q, P, both diverging, that is QO and QP. And if I talk about both converging, so this is O, Q, and P. So therefore this is OQ and PQ. I think this is what you have found over here, OQ and PQ. So let's continue with this journey. So now I have OQ, I have PQ. So OQ is right over here, that is 336. So OQ 336, and we will work in column vectors. And PQ is -3, 1, and 6. -3, 1, and 6. Let me also find the magnitude. So magnitude of OQ, that is 3 square, 3 square, and 6 square. Under root, this is 36, this is 9 and 9, 18 plus 36. That is what? 54. So that is square root of 54. And similarly, magnitude of PQ, that is 3 square, doesn't make if I write -3 also. So for betterment, I'll just write it -3 square plus 1 square plus 6 square. 36 plus 10, that is 46. So therefore, I'll write 3, 3, 6 dot product with negative 316. That is equals to square root of 54, square root of 46 cosine of theta. So 3 into negative 3, you multiply the I with the I, the j with the j, the k with the k, and this is root 54 root 46 cosine of theta. So therefore this is 36 and this is 3 minus 9. So that is negative 6. 36 minus 6, that is 30 over square root 54 square root 46 is cosine theta. Theta is cosine inverse of this thing, that is 30 over root 54 root 46. And you use a calculator which the examiner has done. I'm just checking the answers over here. This is 30 right over here. That's root 54. That is root 46 cosine theta. And theta is coming out to be 53.0, correct to 1 decimal place. So theta is 53.0 degrees, and do write this thing 1 decimal place. So that is the first lecture on dot product diagram questions. Let's do some more in the next lecture. Stay tuned for more content.